All right, all right. Shalom, shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Deborah platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely day in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall rest therein. I'm just coming in today with a short message. I'm hoping it's going to be short here. And it's regarding, can you feel the fire? Can you feel the fire? I had just in the last few days, I have not touched base here on YouTube, but yet and all that has not stopped the judgment of the Most High Yah. He's still about what he say, and he say what he's about, and everything is taking place exactly the way he prophesied, the way he left it for us to understand that it shall come to pass. And just looking at the things that's actually taking place around the world, especially in this here United Snakes of America, and I'm going to tell you this, we in for a whammy. The judgment of the Most High Yah still sits in the midst. The judgment to the whole house of Israel still sits in the midst. And the beast's right hand is right in it. This topic is, can you feel the fire? And if you can't, if you cannot feel the fire, then you're someone else outside of even yourself, because the fire can be felt this day. As I speak, the fire is taking place in the world today. And I'm not talking about a forest fire. No, that's not the fire I'm speaking of. There's a lot of things taking place. A lot of things are being bypassed. A lot of things is very clear today than it was yesterday. Just yesterday alone, just back it back to just one day ago. There's a big difference in today versus just one day ago. All you have to do is behold what is going on and see that the difference from just yesterday is different than today. Why? Because we are there. We are there. We are there right in that day. Hello, everyone in the live chat. Glad to see you all here. I'm going to go over some verses here. Um, the Most High was dealing with me that there's many are being uh, tried by the fire. Many are being tried by the fire in this way. It's two different ways. One way is to show up the individual, okay, to bring some things to the surface. And then there's a not a same fire is still yet by those who are going through. You know, the suffering that Yeshua HaMashiach went through, we too, that walking in that light, should be feeling the fire right now. We should be feeling the fire. So that's why I'm saying those that are not experiencing the fire, for instance, the issues that Yeshua HaMashiach were going through, the suffering, we should be feeling that in this day and time. We should be feeling that. And then there's that same fire, but it's toward those who are pretending that they're walking in Yeshua HaMashiach mission. Okay, they're being tried by the fire as well. So there's two being tried by the fire. One is being tried their works in the way of, is it okay? Set an example. The Terry and the wheat, the separation is being done. The fire is separating the two. Okay, those that are walking in the light and feeling the fire, which is the suffering that Yeshua HaMashiach. Now, I don't mean being crucified, but the whole, see, you have to be where he have been, meaning he just come here to do his mission or to complete his mission. But look what he went through. He was given a hard time by his own family members, first of all. I mean, they wasn't really following him because they believed him, okay? He was still denied by his own kins, okay? So his own kin. And but see, he was beaten. But the most of all, he was said to be wicked and evil instead of the Messiah to come to redeem us, which is good and righteous. Well, the world and everybody that was in during that time, looked at him to be the bad one. Yep, believe it or not. Think about how Mary and Joseph was traveling and how they were following the star because one king wanted to have him killed. You see what I'm saying? And he hadn't even been born yet. You see, the moment his mom birthed him, Mary birthed him, I mean, they was after his life. So just imagine today, are you tried by that same fire? Can you feel the fire of Yeshua HaMashiach? Can you feel that? Because in this day and time, in this day, I ain't gonna say the time, this is where you should feel the fire of everything that's taking place. It should tamper with your life in one way or another to where you're feeling it. A lot of people don't feel like they're even going through it. They just figure I'm over here, they over there, and that's just it. No, 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 no. This day in which we are in, not just today, we are being tried by the fire. Even those who are saying who they say they are, they're being tried by the fire as well. But they're being tried by the fire to separate them. Okay. And then there's those who have been tried by the fire just to let them know that this here fire that you're in is just like the Hebrew boys, the furnace fire. You're going to get in there, but it's going to be all right because you're not going to be in it alone, but you're going to feel it. Just imagine them, the three Hebrew boys, having to go into the fire furnace. Just imagine what was going on in their mind. Now, you know, they had a spiritual mind that was saying, even if he bring us out, or even if he don't, we know that he can. But the flesh was battling their spirit. But yet they were walking right on in. Okay. And when they got in there, it was someone else in there waiting for it. You see what I'm saying? So even in today, the issues that we're going through, and we're about to go even more and more, we're gonna go in and we're going deep. We're going deep. And like I said, that winter, oh man, I don't know what it is. I cannot pinpoint it, but I will say this. Why is he doing this? I have no idea. He's giving me dreams and then blocking them once I wake up. He's giving me dreams and then blocking them once I wake up. And I'm like saying, okay, this is to keep me from being caught up in it right now, because it's coming. And what he does is the Ruach will bring things back to your remembrance. And then when that day is approaching, then he'll bring back what he gave me in a dream. But he blocking it. And I'm going to tell you why he blocking it. Because I have woke up in the midnight hour after having these dreams saying, wow, I cannot. But wait a minute, I can't remember it. But I know that I'm having these dreams. But why is it he's not revealing it? You know what I'm saying? To me, he's not allowing me to hold it. So I do know we got some days ahead of us, y'all. We got some real serious days ahead of us. Separate those who are being tried by the fire in the spirit realm. Please separate them. Don't assume because they're going through, you going through. No. There's two being tried by the same fire. And it's like separating the wheat from the tare. Okay. The fire in which endure. You're going to endure the fire. With those who've been tried by the fire, they're going to run in the opposite direction. Even in your household, even amongst your kinfolks, even amongst your friends, you're going to start to see one turning running this way and one running that way. But y'all going through the same issues. The same thing happening in the world is going to be happening to two. But both, when I say good and to say, as far as there's those who are being tried by the fire, same fire, but it's the fire is dealing with two going two different ways. Okay. And that fire for the one that's going to go the wicked way, guess what? It's trying them right now. They can't deal with it. They cannot deal with it. And don't let them bring the fire to you. You got your own fire to deal with. You can't be dealing with theirs and yours too. You see, you just like remember the 10 virgin when they came to them and asked him for some oil. What did they say? No, you go get your own. Same situation. 5 on this side and 5 on that. 5 had the oil and 5 didn't. And then what happened? Did not the one that didn't have oil go a different direction than the ones that had oil? That's all Sister Deborah is telling you. This day is happening. It's right here in front of us. So be able to separate. When you seeing people going through the fire, separate it, because you have to separate it from what you're going through. And don't just assume we're all in this together. No, no, no. He's doing some separation. He's separating some things, okay? And the things that he's separating, those that he is separating, because he wants those who have upheld and deceived many, they're going to go in another direction. If you can't see how the things that they're doing now, they're denying everything now. I mean, from the beginning of the Bible to the end. If y'all can't see it, I'm sorry, you can't. But it's clearly seen. Everything is being denied. Okay, everything is being said. Okay, when they used to teach us that, but that's not true. We just found out that's not true. So who is going to divide this book? Who's going to divide it? Who's going to divide this Bible? Who's going to divide it after thousands of years? Who's going to come and divide it? No man. This book has to be divided by the Ruach HaKodesh only. Not a man nor a woman on this earth is going to be able to divide this word outside of the Ruach HaKodesh. That's his whole mission. That's part of his whole mission. Matter of fact, one of the main mission is to bring it to you in righteousness, to bring it to you in truth. Because now those that been leading people for years and years and years on YouTube and all these other platforms, and been using this book and all the other books, you're starting to see them do this here, backing away from the table. And it's sad. It's sad. They're backing away from the table. And in the process of backing away from the table, they're still deceiving many, but they're causing others to back away from the table by great numbers. The great falling away has been with us, but they're going to be greater. See, because they're backing away from the tables, leaving a lot of people that was at the table with them wondering, well, where do we go from here? Well, now we have to believe this. You mean now you don't believe this no more? You mean this is not true? This has been a lie all these years? See, but I thought you all was awakened. You all were awakened. But now the fire is lit. And we all are being tried by the fire. We're being tried by the fire. Now the judgment is set in the midst. And the fire is lit. And that's why you're going to see many going away from what they once taught you. You see? You're going to see people being revealed. They're going to be shaken. And they're going to bring it to your table. Because they're going to need you to keep feeding them, to make them think and feel all is good. All is right. It's okay. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let the fire do what it comes to do. It's going to separate in its own way. One going to run here and the other one going to run here. Because like I said, the 10, one had oil. Did you think that did you see them give up some of their oil so the other ones can get in? No, they didn't. They said, you go get your own. And what they do, they went one way and what? And the one with the oil went the other. That's what Sister Deborah is saying. So you cannot think that when you're starting to see people who've been doing this for so long, and then all of a sudden they don't think like they used to think. They don't teach you all like they used to teach you. Now they pretty much denying a lot of stuff that they didn't taught you, and they're denying Torah. Then they denying the New Testament. Then they denying Paul. Then they denying the commandments. Seriously. Say, I'm serious. If you all do your study, now it ain't even a study to even do, just to hear them. Everyone now trying to find everything against this book, one way or another. Sister Deborah have always said the book been smeared, but the Ruach come to smear it in order in you to get it right. You see, the fire in which is for he that is righteous is to bring you to a level past silver, but to gold. Okay, so those that are going to be tried by the fire, that is to bring you from where you at to gold, to refine you to gold, just bring you to gold. Okay, and yeah, that's it. You see, the other group, they're going on this end and they're going to settle for whatever, and they're going to be content, and they ain't going to have no problems. But you got to be careful, because they're going to be dipping in on the side that y'all is dealing with on this end to easily mislead one flesh to not recognize that you are now in the fire, and Yah is allowing you to be turned to gold. Okay, now not really like gold, you all. We talking about spirit and truth. We talking about, what gold look like once it's been in the fire. So get a grip of what I'm trying to say, versus he's in the fire that's not going to turn to gold. But because so many people been doing their own thing, they've carried on with their own wisdom, their own knowledge, their own understanding, okay, their own books, their own interpretation, their own wisdom, their own knowledge, and they have taught multitude of people. They're going to be tried by fire, but it's to be a different fire than the one. It's the same fire, but the fire is going to separate the two. You see? And they're not going to be able to handle it like now. Because I was battling with that. Y'all might not have believed this or understood. Sister Deborah was battling with that. Why is all these people that once believed in this is doing away with it? What's going on? I know all about the great falling away, but what is going on? He's trying their butts by the fire now. See if you're going to stand. See if you are going to stand. One sign that is you see a lot of people battling with each other. You see, they're battling with each other like they got a hell and a heaven to put each other in. Or the Most High, when he created them, he brought them down to determine who's who and what's what. Never, ever. You see, and they battling with each other. But the battle is not, if you looked at it carefully, it's not spirit. You get what I'm saying? So if it's not spirit and truth, what is it? Going back to what I was saying. If things are not spirit and truth, then what is it? Why are you all battling? Why in such a critical time as this? We got the judgment of the Most High Yah before us. He's trying us by fire. We got the beast loose. And we sitting here nitpicking each other as if we were crowned to come down to do a mission and to say these things, harsh things. negative things, hateful things, and think it represents God. And no one says anything. They just battle with it and play with it and think that it's okay. Those are the ones that also being tried by another fire. It's not, let me not say that, not another fire, the same fire, but the fire to divide them from what is righteous. Why? Because we are in a critical time in life. Shouldn't be all up until today, even yesterday, in the week past, months past, too much going on, you all. Don't y'all see the V? Don't y'all see? Now they trying to make things mandatory. You know what? It's going to go the way y'all say it's going to go, without a doubt. But let me tell you something. When the people stand around and do nothing and say nothing, these people have felt, hey, we good to go. Let's roll it in. And that's why they taking all these things and doing all these things, because no one's saying anything. Now someone's trying to stand up and stand tall and stand firm, but guess what? Too late. They've been doing it for too long to buckle up to someone standing up. And someone standing up is just temporary. Now, when it gets to that part, it ain't gonna be no turn back, y'all. It ain't gonna be no turning back. So a lot of people are feeling good about people trying to fight back toward this V and this mandatory thing. But what took you so long? See, everything is still set in this day. And it's going to rumble whether we know it or like it or we think it or we feel it, we preach it or we teach it. It's going to go according to my Father's will and his will only. So if we think for 1 minute that the issues that's actually going on, and another thing, I'm going to say this here. The few days I've been off, I've seen our people take down each other in great numbers. And I'm going to tell you something. The Most High is not showing me that nothing. He's not making me see it. Like, do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? And I'm like, too much of it. But do you see it? Yes, I see it. Do you see it? Yes, I see it. Do you see it? Yes, I. It all has to do with what is taking. Body has to see this thing because he prophesies it. Whether you see it or you don't, it doesn't matter. Okay. Not my thing. It doesn't matter. He know that his prophecy has been seen. Now the strangers, the Gentiles, the heathens, oh, they've been seeing it. That's what they've been prepared for. I was looking at Nick Cannon. Did y'all see the way he was dressed? Did y'all see Nick Cannon, what he had on? This is the same one all the brothers was boosting up, saying, yeah, he took on his identity. Okay, oh, this is we are the people, or this and this and this. And they taped him up quick. And when I saw him the other day, I was like, that's not Nick Cannon. Oh, yes, it is. Now, what's his name? Little Nasty Knox or whatever his name is. Nick Cannon, what he had on, I'm like, wait a minute, is he trying to look like him? Blew my mind. Yes, I do. Do you see it? Do you see it? Yes, I do. And reason why? He knows that I'm confused with the fact that why is it I'm seeing it and nobody else ain't. And I'm not talking about just Nick Cannon. I'm talking about the things that our people are doing and nobody saying a word about it. The things amongst our nation only, the tribe of Judah, what videos against one another to try to bring one another to a level that we don't have the power nor the authority to do. We are to be about our Father's business and our Father's business only. And try to only say what he give us. And if he give us a little here and a little there and a little extra, then yeah. But all this stuff that is just so unbelievable. People following people by great numbers. And don't even understand. Right now, they're being tried by the fire. And they don't even understand that they are. All this stuff that's going on that should have been spoke of and talked about before we even got to this point. vain and vast. It's worthless. I just seen a mother shoot her son. Not seen it, but heard. Why did you do that? And what they claiming is mental illness. There's no such thing as mental illness. That is a word that the world cranked up to give to people who can't handle natural life. Now we got people with mental illness. And if you see the people who's born with mental illness, you say, yeah, for sure they got mental illness. But when people can't handle everyday life, they go straight to the world, and the world says, you can't handle it. No, you got mental illness. Somebody bullying you and you can't handle it. Oh, you got mental illness. You can't eat right because every time you look in the mirror, you look like you thin. I mean, you look like you fat. You feel, and you ain't nothing but 80 pounds. That's mental illness. That's adoring demonic spirits, the devil and his demons playing tricks on your mind because you've given him your mind so long and so many times to where he's taking residence in your mind. And that's where they at. A lot of people don't even believe that. But that's all that is. Noise, when you hear this noise, different sounds telling me to do this and telling me to do that, those are demonic spirits. You know what it's connected to? Generational curses. See, we were to see life, see right and wrong, and want to do right. But we see life as more wrong, and we want to do wrong. And we decide to make life about what's doing wrong versus making life of what's doing right. That's why he knows who's written in the Lamb Book of Life. And if your choice, see if you can get your choice into that Lamb Book of Life. Let me see your choice be made to get put in that Lamb Book of Life. Let me see your choice. Furthermore, let me see your choice. Get any and everybody in your house in the Lamb Book of Life. You see? Your choice. You ain't got none. You got only the choice to your flesh. And that's the hell. That's the grave. That's the grave called the hell. That's the only choice you got. Get up, use the bathroom, do whatever you want to your flesh. But the spirit, you don't have no choice. It has been predestined to go to hell or to the New Jerusalem. Already predestined. So when you cut up from the floor up in this flesh, that's on you. But that's why Yeshua HaMashiach came. To abide in you. So that he can bring the HaMashiach and usher the Ruach into you. So now, death, grave, where's your sting? You can't get him now. That's what he come to do. Okay, death, where are you now? You can't get him now. You see? So when we run around here, and I know it's people been teaching for years and years, and you know what? I knew as a young teenager that no one would ever believe their choices is not their own. No one. Watch this here. Let me go somewhere. Let me go to Proverbs 16. And I can go on and on with this, but I got to cover the fire as well. Proverbs 16. Come on, Sister Deborah. Let's get there. I'm going to show you even your words are not even your own. So you tell me what choice. Do you know there's people who would kill people that would say what I just said? That would be just like the life of Christ. A lot of things he was saying, that they was behind his back, behind him, trying to take his life because of what he was doing. What he was saying. Whenever you speak truth, you're gonna have people that's hating on you and people against you. Proverbs 16 and verse. I'm gonna start with Proverbs 16. Who's doing that? Preparated. What is it? Who did that? The preparation. Where did that come from? Of the heart in a man. And the answer of the tongue is from Yah. Y'all don't know. What choice do you have? Before he let your flesh get full control over a spirit that he already predestined, he'll bring that thing down, or he'll give it up and let your flesh go where it's already going. That's that grace and mercy I keep telling y'all about. Just because he pouring out grace and mercy, that also cause a person mind to think that, okay, I got a choice. I can do what I want. This is my life. Oh, yeah? Wait, man, hold up, hold up. Where do grace and mercy play a role in this? Where do grace and mercy play a role in somebody who gets in the car and been drinking all night and all day and get in the car and try to make it home? Where is the grace and mercy when there's a shootout in the lounge and you didn't get hit? Where's the grace and mercy? Where's your choice to live? Where's your choice to die? You ain't got no choice. You just ain't realize it because no one decided to speak spirit and truth and tell people you got a flesh and you got a spirit. Even to today, people still walking around here not even understanding there's two. And the one Yah wants to abide in is your spirit, so he can uphold your flesh in what is righteous. No man, woman, boy, or girl can uphold the commandments, but the Ruach can, because he is the commandment. And that's when he comes in you. He said, I shall hold you blameless. Why? Because I'm in you now. I'm in you. So when you stand before me, I'm going to already know who you are. Matter of fact, before the foundation of the world, I had a book called The Book of Life. I spoke to many in Revelation. And then when it was open already to the names being in there already. Well, tell me, what choice did you make? What choice did you make? See, that's one of the powerfulest things that people will not want to take on. Because what it do, it'll set the captives free. While people are sitting here trying to master this thing about Yah, they'll realize, wait a minute, I'm sitting here trying to be like, they said this, did. And you mean grace and mercy been holding me up all this time? Why? Why is even grace and mercy even dealing with me? I haven't been on drugs. I haven't been on alcohol. Because your name most likely is in the Lamb Book of Life. And he knows you when you got down here, he sent you down here, you got off the wrong path. You got on a different road because it was more wicked down here than anything. So he sent Yeshua HaMashiach to wrap your tail up to get you ready to be able to come back. We need to stop trying to take all the power. Now, I ain't told taking the power out of the Most High hand. And that's what is happening today. That's why people are being tried by the fire. They taking the power out of him. That's why he said denying the power. They've been doing it for years. They don't want to add the power to it. The power tell you, look, you don't rule nothing I do. The power tell you they can't pluck you out of my hand. Now, what kind of power is that going to tell you in his hand and they can't do nothing about it? How is it that everybody got the power to teach this book except for him? Everybody got the power to know everything except for him. He talks about that in Revelation 1. They treat him like he's some type of man and he don't know no better. That's why he was saying the things that he was saying in Romans 1. And it's deep. He said, I turn him over. I'll let him go. And he did. And even to today. So we that's out here still have breath, his breath in us, good or evil. We better get on the right course with trying to understand this is no play. These things is happening. I see so much stuff talked about, but I don't see nobody talking about the things that's right before us. That bothers me. I said, okay, that's it. That's it. Nobody ain't, it's like, well, we ain't. He said, but Deborah, this is what he told me today. He said, but Deborah, when that destruction and that time come, everybody's gonna walk around with their head, like their heads, with their heads chopped off. And I'm like, oh, you mean like zombies? He said they whole action, the people who ain't gonna even have the mindset of a zombie, they gonna be acting that way because it's the stuff that's gonna take place gonna blow their mind. They ain't gonna know what to do. They ain't gonna know what to do with their family. They ain't gonna know what to do with their friends, their neighbors, their community, their city, their cars, their job. They ain't gonna know nothing because they have sat around and sitting around as if nothing is going on. And he said it's gonna be like that. And then when the destruction comes, that's gonna be it. It's gonna pretty much let everybody know what's what. Because right now, he said, they still don't care about no judgment. I've heard several people tell him, the judgment of the Most High is in the midst of us. You think the people care? Especially the tribe of Judah. They could care less. They still talking about polygamy and marrying wives and can I get married and can you and white and black and all this stupid stuff that's vain and vast. That's I believe when Solomon was dealing with me, that's pretty much what I felt that drew him to go into a different area, because he realized all the wisdom and knowledge he was sharing with all the people, it was vain and vast. It was worthless. It was worthless. So that's why I say I can kind of feel him a little bit, because that is so true. Because you sitting here and you saying now, why is it all these people that has platforms on the devil's platform, why is it they can't say something that will really wake the people up and see that, okay, y'all, we need to be not going off on each other and bashing each other. And because when they doing that, guess who they giving themselves the glory. I'm this, I'm that. I do this, I do that. I'm this and I'm that. Ain't nobody told them they was nothing but themselves. But yet they all let in some. But y'all is sending them to send people to hell. I ain't never seen a time as this. And I'm glad I can say that, because I can still be that witness of what y'all was saying in this here and what he had prophesied. I'm a witness to it, y'all. I'm sorry to say to you all that if you ain't the witness, that's on you. I'm a living witness to what he have said has for sure come to pass and continuing. So in that, the fire furnace, there are people who's going to be going through the furnace, but they're going to be looking at you to kind of support them in it. Get out the way, move out the way. Don't be partaker in it. Don't be partake in it, because you're going to be going through your own fire. You're going to be going through it yourself. And that's because Yah's going to be bringing you to gold in him. He's doing something in you to make it right for you. Okay? So the fire is lit and it's being tried. I just didn't think I would really see so quickly people turning away from Yah in that in such a speedy way. I mean, it was months ago they was talking about this. Now they crossed out. They crossing out a lot of stuff, you all. I mean, they just this here is not with them. They not even into this anymore. They didn't found other books to even clam on top of to kind of vouch that this is not true. Okay. And if you think for 1 minute the Most High can continue to stand around and let thousands of years, and he already been called out the day we are in. Now he's about to show. He is showing up and showing out. And I thank him for allowing me to see that, because I'm that testimony. I'm that testimony that can speak on that behalf. I went to visit my mom the other day, and she says a lot of things to me that make me feel real good. Even though she had 7 children, and it was like I was the one that she didn't buy everything for, or she didn't do this and she didn't do that. But I was still the one that believed in her and loved on her, and still is. But she said something that was very powerful, and she said it more than once. I've heard her say that before, but this time she said it with such a way that I think I can run on. I can run on and just know that she's done the best that she could. And that when you have that many children, there's always going to be one that's going to be left out. Always. Not intentionally to the point where mother There's always going to be one. I truly believe there's always going to be one. And that's, I guess that's what made me fight through, making sure that I dealt with each and every last one of my children based on their needs, and not based on, okay, I like you better, I love you better, I treat you better. No, no, I just dealt with them, both, all of them, based on their needs, to where one can't say, well, mama treated you better, mama treat, no, they can't go there. And if they do, there'll be a lie, and the truth won't be in them, because that was my whole thing, is to make sure my children wasn't, one wasn't treated better than the other. And she said to me, she said, in the Bible it spoke. She didn't. She had quoted the verse, and then she was talking about. It was talking about how he told Abraham, his seed shall inherit, and she was connecting it, because she's a Christian, with the fact that I am her only daughter that uh, praised the Most High Yah, that believes in and steadfast and firm and being ever since she know me. So she was just breaking it down, that she's glad that I have that the Most High. She don't call him Most High. She call him God. Has allowed you to be where you at today. And she's talking about spirit, because I ain't nowhere in nothing else. I ain't nowhere, and I ain't nothing in nothing else but spirit and truth. Outside of that, I ain't nothing. Outside of that, I don't need to be nothing. As long as I'm walking in spirit and truth, and that's more important than anything. I'm going to go to First Peter. No, I'm gonna go to Corinthians chapter 1. First Corinthians chapter 1. I'm just gonna go over uh, the fire that the Most High is using right now. And so don't be thinking that because you're going through some things that, I must have done something. No, you're being tried by the fire. He's preparing you. Okay, he's getting you ready. In First Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 13. In First Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 13, he said, every man's work shall be made, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. Now, that's exactly what Sister Deborah is talking about. There's one fire, but you best bet that fire is trying both good and evil. You see? I'm going to read one more time. First Corinthians chapter 3, verse 13. Every man's work shall be made manifest. Manifest means it's going to come out. It's going to tell what it is. Because you remember I was saying, he said, do you see it? I said, I see it. Do you see it? I said, I see it. You see it? I said, I see it. I see it. I see it. I see it. This is what he said. It's manifested, Deborah. It's right before your eyes. Can you see it? You know what he said, telling me? Can you see this thing in spirit and truth? Can you see it? Yes, I can. Can you see it? Yes, I can. Because this thing is spirit and it is truth. So he's saying here, every man's work shall be manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. See what he's doing? That's what's going on, you guys. That's what's going on. He's trying it. And the thing about it, it is no play in this, you guys. Just like the judgment, it is no play. You see? But it's going to show. He's going to show. Now, who is he? Who is he trying every man's work in the midst of? Those who are righteous. You should be able to see the others that's being tried by the fire, that's revealing who they are and were. You should be able to see this thing. This is not something you ain't going to be able to see. This is what you're going to see, because he's going to be trying it. And you're going to be saying, I thought that person was this. I thought that person. But everything's going to come out, and it's going to be able to show you who's who and what's what. Okay? Now, let's go to First Peter. First Peter chapter 4. So that's what Sister Deborah is saying is about the fire, you know. And I like how he's doing it, because he's not doing a separate fire. He's doing it all at one time. One going one way and one going the other, just like the 10 virgins. Didn't they go back to try to get their oil? They went another way. They went a total different way. And they still have nothing coming. 1 Peter chapter 4. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange concerning fiery trials. So you see what I'm saying? So don't think that Yah is punishing you. He's doing something to you because these things are happening. Okay? Don't think like that. He's refining you. You'll see. Just listen to this. Concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you, you see, as though some strange thing happening unto you. Don't think it's something strange happening to you and something's, oh, when all this shouldn't be happening. Oh, I don't like this here. Let's go to verse 13. But rejoice inasmuch as ye are partaker of Christ's suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceedingly joy. So don't think because of your fiery trials, I'm telling you all, it's because something you done. Okay? No, he's just getting you prepared for Christ. Okay? Christ is his power, because his power connected with Yeshua HaMashiach being the power. That's Christ. Okay? Do not think that he's punishing you or he's doing you this way and he's doing you. No. He's getting you ready, babe. He's getting you ready. But you're going to be, to me, when you see yourself and then you see others, you should be able to distinguish. The fire is burning, but one going this way and I'm going this way. What is going on? You see? So don't bypass it like, hey, well, no, I don't know what's going on, all this evil and wicked. No. Don't give the enemy the power. This is the fire of the Most High Yah. Okay? He's trying to both. And only he can do that. You and I cannot do that. We cannot get on these platforms and try to reveal people or choose people out and call them all kind of names and then tell them, judge them to heaven and hell. We can't do that. It ain't given to no man to do that. Even Yeshua tell you, it ain't given to me to do that, but the Father himself. So what make us think that we have the power to just, and what I'm seeing is a bunch of confusion to stir up. The great falling away is already here, to get others who still running in circles to fall away instead of continue to run in the circle. They just gonna drop, say forget it. Many are doing that right today. Many. Because now those that have led them for so long is turning away from what they have taught them. Okay. Now it says here, I'm going to read that again. 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 12. Beloved, think it not strange. Don't think it's strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. So don't think that. It ain't strange. It's the Father's will. This is who he is. It's his Christ, his power. It knows what it's doing with that fire. Okay? Now you go to Psalm 66. Psalm 66 in verse 11. Now don't think he's doing a work in you. That's what he's doing. And he said, count it not like it's strange. No, it's not strange. 66, Psalm 66, verse 11. And it says, Thou broughtest us into the net. Thou layest, thou layest affliction upon our lines. Verse 12. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou brought us out into a wealthy place. Let's read that again, verse 12. Has caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but through what? But thy brought us out into a wealthy place. Hallelujah. Let me read 13. I will go into the house with a burden offers. No, that's part of it, but in spite of, okay, though I has men ride over our heads, we went through the fire and through the water, but through though but though but wait a minute, but though brought us out into a wealthy place. But thy is supposed to be brought us out into a wealthy place. Hallelujah. In spite of what we went through when it came down to issues in life. Okay. So he was saying, even though thou brought it us into, in verse 11, brought it us into the net, thou laid affliction upon our lines. Now, I wonder why couldn't we control that? Why we cannot, why our choice didn't control that? You see, where was our choice during that time? I wonder. Where is in this? I'm going to read it again. Psalm 66, verse 11. And then I'm trying to figure out what happened to man's choice, his own choice. He gave me a choice to choose. Okay, now watch this here. Psalm 66, verse 11 and 12. Thou broughtest us into the net. Thou laid affliction upon our lines. Verse 12. Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through fire and through water, but thou brought it us out into a wealthy place. Now, I'm trying to figure that out. Even in 11, when I see that, I'm seeing that we were brought into a net. Thou laid affliction. Wait a minute. I wonder who did that. What happened to our choice to have that done to us? Did he give us a choice? What happened to our choice then? You ain't have no choice. He ruled. He's the king. He's the ruler. He's the creator. He's the all in all. When we finish thinking we all that and something, we need to sit our ugly tails down and let him be who he is. He's all that and something. So, even during that time, he's letting you know that he still can bring you out of the fire and through the water. And he brought you to a wealthy place. Okay. Now, Job 23, Job had something to say in this here. Job chapter 23. Job 23, chapter 23 of Job, verse 10. But he knoweth the way that I take. Wait a minute. How he know the way that you take, Job? You got choices. It's your choice. You go the way you want them. So how he know it? Okay. That's verse 10 again. But he knoweth the way that I take. When he has tried me, I shall come forth as gold. You see that gold? Job is actually saying, when this is all said and done, this suffering I'm going through and this endurance I'm going to, I'm coming out like gold. And that's what Sister Deborah is saying to y'all. So don't think that because you're being tried by the fire, that's the end. No, baby. That it's bringing you to gold. Making you purified. So don't think that I'm going through this, and I'm not going to I'm not going to take, and I'm not going to I'm gonna make sure I get. I'm gonna have food. I'm having. Don't take it so harsh, okay? He said he got you from the beginning to the end. From the beginning was his choice to the end is his choice. Just believe that he rules one end to the next, okay? And he knows what he's doing. And the fire that's lit is to separate everyone. That's all. It ain't come to kill you and destroy you. It's to separate everybody from who's who and what's what. That, and it's beautiful to me. That's the way I see it. And Zechariah, let me see if that's right. No, Proverbs 17. Proverbs 17. In Proverbs 7, let me see here. In Proverbs 17, in verse 3, the fining pot is for silver, and the furnace for gold. But Yahweh tries the hearts. Try it, the hearts. Try it, the hearts. Now listen to that again. Verse 17, no, chapter 17. Now what's the difference between silver and gold? Okay, it's a difference. They don't belong together. They totally different. Okay, one over here and one over there. Okay, but the Lord, which it says Lord, but it says, I say Yahuwah, try it, the hearts. See, a lot of times we thinking that we're the people and we can do whatever we want and how we want it, and we just gonna get out and we just gonna head to the New Jerusalem. Okay, we can just sit and let our brothers kill each other and not say a word. We can get and let our women act a fool and not say a word. We walking around here and ain't nobody saying a word. And that's the only thing that I see that I cannot find here. So I got to get it from where? The Most High Yah. I'm trying to understand, how could all this take place and nobody says nothing? I just don't get it. I just can't. It's just a part of me that just can't grip that. I just can't grip why all these things are happening and you don't hear no one saying anything. It's almost like they're waiting for something worse than worse. And then I'm going to say something, but it's too late then. It's too late. Now I'm going to go, the last verse is James. You know what? I think it's First James. Let me see. Oh, it ain't. It's just James. No one saying anything. No one concerned about anything outside of what we've been told. We've been told a whole lot of things. We've been told this. We've been told that. We've been told it's going to be this. It's going to be that. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. And when it all said and done, we looking for the things they done told us. But we ain't looking for nothing spirit and truth. We ain't looking for nothing in the light. We looking for all the dark mess they done taught us throughout years. And ain't even trying to think. See, we should at least try to have a mind to want to do right. You get what I'm saying? Are we gonna be perfect? No. Are we gonna do everything right? No. But we should want to do right. To me, just to want to shows you that you can walk there in the light. But just to ignore it, everything, that's what I'm seeing. So I know I might sound crazy, but sometimes I say, do you see it? Father Yah, do you see it? Do you see it? Oh yeah, do you see it? He said, I saw it before the foundation of the world. Now, do you see it? Okay, James chapter 12. Chapter 1. James chapter 1, verse 12. Blessed is the man that endure temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life, which the Lord has promised to him that loved him. You see? After what? For when he is tried, blessed is the man that endure temptation. So cause that fire is kindled. not kindle. It's lit, and it's fire. It's real, y'all. It's real. Don't just assume that you done something and that you in the wrong. No, no, no. He's getting you ready. And you first of all, from the same fire. Where's this fire coming from? Do y'all know? Out of the hand of Christ, the power of Yah. Trying, not trying us, but with the fire. Each and every last one of us. One to bring to gold, and the other one, his works and what he's doing, what he's teaching, how he's deceiving many, how he's leading many. I'm going to kick you to the curb right here and now. So you'll know which way you're supposed to walk, because you ain't getting on this side. You see, you ain't coming to this side. So I say unto you that the fire is lit and it is burning. The judgment in the midst, and the beast's right hand is all up in it. And the fire is separating the wheat from the tare. It really is. So even if you feel that you're going through some things, that don't mean you're going through to be on the opposite end that leads not to the New Jerusalem. No, it means that you're getting ready to be turned into gold, okay, from the Most High God. And it might feel like you're going through, but to me, if you don't see all this stuff that's going on, something wrong with you. Somewhere you don't see nothing. If you cannot see what's actually taking place, something's wrong with you. When I see Nick Cannon, all I can think about is that little nasty Knox, whatever his name is. Okay. What Nick Cannon had on and the way he looked, that's all I thought about. And I think about how our brothers was so all for Nick Cannon. And look what direction he's going in. Look what direction they have him going in, and he's got his set going in. See, you can't sit support. It's time to fire. It's separating. It's separating. The wheat from the tare is separating. So when we sit and we want to make sure they okay and all they this and all they this, they supposed to be on the other end. And we trying to make them somebody that they're not in Yah. Because to see him like that, he had all these dreads hanging, right? And they were red. And he had it up in the ponytail. He had it up in the ponytail. When you, I ain't gonna say much on that. Okay, now these are some other. I don't know if I should. You know the young man. I know I might get in trouble for this, but I don't care. Whatever. I'm in trouble anyway. The young man who took the lives of a family, a mother, a grandmother, a father, a mother, and their baby, 3-month-old baby, I believe, 3-month-old baby. He was an ex-Marine. Okay. Now I want y'all to listen to this. And I know y'all not gonna get it, but I'm to the point where I don't care about nobody not getting it. I like when the Most High reveal things to me and I can see it. When this young man who was ex-Marine, he laid out to them all details of how he executed them, how he went after them. And it started at 7 p.m. that day after he left his friend's house. Now, what took place at 7:15 p.m. after he left his friend's house, and what took place the next 24 hours was off the chain. Now, watch this here. And I don't mean to scare you all, but I want to let y'all know what's really taking place. As the detectives and all explained over and over, you need to get on the internet and hear it. He described how he did everything, even from the lady holding her baby and shooting the lady, shooting the man in the bathroom, going to grandma's house apartment, shooting her, how he went through the window. He's an ex-Marine that I guess he dealt with stuff like that, the way he set the door and broke the windows, set the guns, put the ammunition, and you shoot this people this many times. This man that was the ex-Marine, as I was listening to the case, I realized something. I said, okay, Father, this man was really harsh. It was so harsh till he came up and laid the whole foundation of what he was doing. Everything he was doing. You know what they classified under? Like a mental health. They finna classify this deal under mental health. Now watch this here. The reason why Sister Deborah see behind what she was seeing is, if you hear how he planned it, what caused you to go on a rampage like that after you left your friend's house? You ain't never act like that with your girlfriend that you was going dating and live with for 4 years. Your best friend said he had no idea you was going to get ready to do something like that, and you left him at 7:15. But what went on in your mind that triggered you to do a professional kill? What would take your mind to do such? Y'all have to see how he detailed everything, from light going up the sidewalk. Y'all have to see it to believe it. You won't believe it. The way he did this here. I said that and I listened to it. I said, Father, that's how it's going to be, ain't it? He said, yes. That man had something controlling his head fully. That was a trial run. That man did a trial run. Something was telling him what to do, and he was doing it. That was a trial run, because you didn't do it to your best friend. You left his house at 7:15. You got all this ammunition, all this that's going on, and you're saying it's telling you to kill. How would you say it? A young girl was kidnapped, and you coming to what is it? To get her out of a situation she was in, okay? And she was being kidnapped. Now, it didn't start to 7:15 when you left your friend's house, all the way for 24 hours. What along the line that was controlling your mind to prepare for something of that nature? This is what we're going through, y'all. The elites. This is the undermined that they're training the mind to do something like this. That was a trial run. That was a trial run. All you have to do, and I want you all, each one of you, go to YouTube, and his name was Bryant Rowley. Is that it? I think his name was Bryant Rowley. And Bryant Rowley. Let me see if that's it. Let me get that so you all can look at it. Just look at it. Yeah, Bryant Rowley. Riley. Now, this is the key. Quadruple murder. That was the type of thing that they have planned underground for the minds of those that they are training. That's why they ain't worried about this country getting out of order and no other one. They ready. They ready. What he took, you watch his actions, you're gonna know that it wasn't that man, even though they making it sound like it was him, and something was playing on his mind. Demons and evil was playing on his mind. Now watch this here. As I was saying, Father, no, that was them. That's what they did to that man's mind. They planted something in him, and this was a trial run. Then all of a sudden, at the end, it says, Brian Hayes said, after Sunday slaying, he killed all those people. This is another man named Brian. He was the prosecutor, attorney. He said that after Sunday, the slaying of when he killed the guy killed of the other Brian killed the family, we will not know today or maybe ever. And did you know everybody's trying to figure out what he said? Everybody is trying to pinpoint what do that prosecuting attorney mean when he said that. We may not know today or maybe forever. That told on it. And you know what I like about that? Whoever brought that up is very smart. Very smart. Because they were able to tap in. What you mean we ain't gonna never know? What you mean we may not ever know? He's still living. What you mean? You see? It's because his mind was trained. Something was using his mind to do that. He couldn't have done that out of a mental illness, you guys. He could not have done that out of a mental illness. Okay. So that is a topic that I think that just reading it and going over it, and it brings up too much sorrow. You know, it's reality. It's what took place this past Sunday, I think it was. Now, what would make him do that? No, no, no. That's something, young man, that's something planted in his head and trained him and was telling him and controlling him. No, the demons and devils, they good at that too. But they dumb at the same time. That's the difference from what he did and what I know about the devil and his. Dumb suckers. They are some dumb ones. They are so dumb. They are not smart as you might think they are because they're wicked and evil. No, they're dumb. They don't even know how to hide themselves, even though they hide behind darkness, which is in people, but they're not smart. So what this man did to go in there, kill the baby, kill the mama, kill the grandma, go to her grandma's house, kill her, come back kill him, and through the door, and the man coming through the door, he continued to shoot through the door. Then when he got through, he shot him a whole bunch of other times. Then went to the daughter and said to her, was she part of the road, and shot her up. And by the grace, she lived. Grace can hold back any demonic spirit, any devil who think that they can rule anybody. Y'all better stop talking about your choice. Because what was the choice for the enemy to take her life? He thought she was good to go. Wait a minute. That man shot her 3 or 4 times. What 12-year-old girl, what's she doing sitting up? What's she doing okay? I mean, what's she doing still alive? Even he thought she was gone because he shot her too many times. So he thought his mission was completed. But she lived. She lived. See, we got the power back to where it's due. We don't have the control nor the power. We never had it and we never will. Because he did not send death for that little girl. So that little girl came through. It wasn't her. It wasn't the time that y'all had for her. So she was the story. She was the one that came back and was telling them a little bit about what took place. But she's in the hospital. She's in bad condition, but yet no, she still lived. And that's happening to several different cases. Somebody's going around in Chicago shooting people. And our Negro people ain't even doing no search to find out, wait a minute, something wrong with this picture. They blamed it on gangs, but they've been doing it for quite a long time. So they say it's good to go. All they have to do is throw, how would I say? They can throw a yellow scarf and a orange scarf in our community. And our men to go running it, gaining it. Oh, I'm getting we red, we orange, we yellow. And they built up their gangs and want to kill one another, fight one another. You see how sick we as a people really is? We was like that before we got over here. And I think the biggest problem with us as a people, we have denied the power. We refuse the prophecies. We don't listen to nothing y'all have said, even though we say we awakening and we know this and we don't know nothing. Because all of it, he has already let you know was his doing. And why? Because of what you did. Not somebody did to you, but what you did. And then he turned around and told you, I brought you among people that was doing the sin that you were committing in the land of milk and honey. And I brought you amongst those that were like unto the ways that you were doing. He said it. And it makes sense to me. Make a lot of sense. Because I figure out, well, why do they think they heathens and they doing the same thing or worse? I can't get it. And it ain't meant for me to get it to make it right for my people. And I need to stop saying my people. Because y'all said, Yeshua HaMashiach said, who is his mother? Who is his brother? Who is it? Who are they? Except they follow him. And if they're not following my savior, let me tell you, I kick them to the curb. Let me stop saying my people. Let me stop saying that. That's a newfound religion, want us gained up in something that they said, and they haven't even found themselves. Now they backing away from the word. Okay, it was. Let me ask you something. Do you all in the live chat think that we can override the prophecies of the Most High Yah, the prophecies that has been laid out right here? If he said it's going to happen, why do we say that it's not? Why do we not respect the fact that he said it's going to happen? Wouldn't you say everything he done said has come to pass? So what is in us to deny his prophecy? A lot of them doing that as well. They coming to pass, y'all. I know you don't want to be here when it happens, and you don't want to think that it's happening in your days, but it is. It ain't going nowhere. It's what he said. It's going to be what he said. And it's going to come to pass. And you're going to be right here when it does. And you're going to feel it. Able to feel this newfound awakening and this new Hebrew Israelite movement, but we're not ready to feel his prophecies and what he said that shall happen and shall come to pass. We want to teach people everything else to go around what we need to be focusing on. I heard this one brother say he's so glad that they starting to do something about mandating the V. Do you see how powerful they come in? Each time they come in stronger and stronger. Y'all don't see that, do you? They come in stronger and stronger. Pretty soon, y'all gonna see them come out a different way, and y'all gonna be like, "What?" They coming out. They gonna come out full blown. So when people thinking that they gonna go to court and they gonna stop this mandate for this and this and this and this, I'm looking for what y'all said. When it seems like everything is calming down, getting to destruction, I'm looking for it. I know it's right here. It's just like it feels like it's right here. You see, and I've always felt that if they would step out and say something, then it'll slow their process. But they waited too late. They waited too late. I want to explain something to you all. And I know a lot of y'all might be against this. The majority of the tribe of Judah has taken the B. Mhm. More than half. Here in the United States of America, your people, you call your people, have taken the B. Yes, the great number is among the Caucasian. Why? They know something in here that they always knew. We sit and say, we awakening, and have not been out there talking among our nation of people regarding this. Instead, we stayed like to ourselves and let them do whatever they're going to do. That's how so divided we are as a people. See, it ain't got nothing to do with the heathens. It ain't got nothing to do with the white people. It ain't got, because how you know, let me tell you how you know. When you can go in a community and trash a neighborhood is trashy and got just kids running in the streets, everything is chaos. And then you can go 5 blocks down and it's beautiful and nice, clean. And then I guess the heathens did that to us. Our men sit and talk this crap about they done built this country, but can't even build their community. Can't even go out on their front and mow the lawn, pick up the trash, keep their community clean. But they running around, the heathens bothering us. They did this, they did that. But wait a minute. When you the one that said you built this country on your back, okay? You built it. Why ain't you building up on your property? Building up on your homes, building up in your communities. You see? That gives you something to think about. But you can build up on this country, but you can't build up on your household. Something wrong with that. Something wrong with that. I know one thing I do is I do not believe in letting nobody come fix nothing. Only time they gonna come and fix something if I can't do it. If I can't do it, then I pay somebody. Outside, I'm gonna throw it up and I'm gonna throw it down. And that's where I learned how to do all kind of things. Put in new toilets, put in windows, put in gutters, patch roofs. I mean, anything anything. Because I always had the gift. Yah has always put it in my hand. And if he put it in my hand and I can go do it, I do it. If I can't, then that's why I have someone to come in to fix it. Outside of that, it ain't going to be tore up because I'm going to fix it. But with our men, this is why our community is the way it is. It's not because the heathens. Y'all said that's a lie from the pit of hell. These are the same nasty people that I gave the land to, and they polluted it. Y'all said they polluted the land. So is he a lie and every man the truth? So if they polluted the land that he gave, what makes me, Sister Deborah, thinking they can take care of their own? Always having an scapegoat way to say they bothering us. They did this. They did this. From first they want to blame the women. Then they want to blame the heathens. By this wonderful fire that Yah has set. I don't know why my thing is saying it's being keep going out. But yeah, it's a sad thing. It's so many, we deny the prophecy. We don't take heed to it. Now they sit and say everything is wrong. I mean, you should see all this stuff that they coming up with now, saying it's not true now. And I'm like saying, it is so much that's going to be revealed. There's so much. Because there's too many times lately. It's at least been 3 times. I'm going to say at least 3. Where I'm in this deep dream and I know I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe what was happening. I just couldn't believe it. In the dream I'm talking about. I wake up and I'm just shook because I'm like, I can't remember what it was, but it was really something serious. I got to tell the people. But he couldn't remember what it was. That's happened 3 times. 3 times. So there are issues, and it's good for it's good for me to not know certain things that the Most High don't share with me and don't want me to know it. But what he's doing is he's preparing me for whatever it is. It's gonna show up, and it's gonna show out. And I wouldn't even say it's about my own children. It's about what's going to happen. And I'm like saying, but why is it I'm not understanding? I get up and I go in the kitchen. I say, Why is it I'm not remembering? I knew it was something because I saw it. I saw it. I just can't say, couldn't even say what it was, but I know that I had it. This didn't happen at least 3 times. So that leads me to understand that when that time comes, he's going to bring it to my remembrance. He's going to bring that, he's going to open that dream right back up in me. And I'm going to be able to see it from the start of that dream to the end. That's what he's doing. So even me knowing that he did that, I know that it's something that's going to be revealed in due season. Not, let me stop saying due season. In this day, it's here. So I do know that the fire has been lit. I know the judgment is in the midst, and the beast's right hand is in the midst, and the beast is all over the place, all over the place. I know Biden, the president. I don't know what's going on with all this. I thought that maybe he would be gone by now, but he must be out the door. He must be going out the door. Something is going to deal with him. And her, they gonna give her the, she's a she's like Obama. She was put there for a false reason to cover up. And a lot of things, like a lot of people thinking all that stuff that war over in that took place, that those 13 soldiers and y'all just don't understand. All of that stuff that they doing is really, they all believe. I know y'all can't see it. Y'all care not to see it because it's not clear to see. All that stuff to me is a hoax. It's all to take the focus, to take people's focus off of really what's taking place. What's really taking place. When people be talking about floods and stuff like that, I'll be like, okay, but he said earthquakes in diverse places where we getting floods, pestilence, yes, and things like that. But some things you can't just include. You see, you can't just add it into there and say, oh, that's him, because you're getting false information. You got to keep your eyes on the light and let the light lead you. Because if you get your focus on everything that's happening, everybody making it Yah. Everything, oh, that's Yah. That's Yah. But wait a minute. Did Yah say that? I know he said earthquake, pestilence, famine. Even the famine is not going to bother those that are in the light. That's deep. Ain't that beautiful? That is so beautiful. The famine is not going to interfere with those that's in the light. If that ain't beautiful, I don't know what is. But that's how he rumbled. You think Sister Deborah's gonna try to figure out how he gonna do it? I don't care. As long as I know that his word gonna stand tall at all times. It's gonna be what he said it's gonna be, and ain't no man, woman, boy, or girl gonna interfere with what he says is gonna happen. And but it's a lot of things everybody adding, and the system is doing things as well to kind of throw people off regarding what they really about to do. That's one thing I believe it is. They're trying to throw people off of what they really about to do. That's the part right there. And I'm hoping that that's connected to my dream, that I'm gonna be able to see clearly when my father opened my dreams back up. I see it for what he intended for it to be. I think I've explained to you all how I was in before I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. The Spirit of the Most High told me he wanted me to move to Atlanta, Georgia. And yes, I did kind of buckle up. I said, well, Atlanta, Georgia? Atlanta, Georgia? What? But I remember saying, yay, Lord. I said, yay, Lord. Then, for some reason, he took me to a vision. See, I know the difference between the vision and the dream, y'all. Let me tell you, he took me to the vision, a vision. And in this vision, I was on the overpath of the highway. But somebody was in the back talking to me, asking me questions. And I was looking on the highway just shocked. Oh, oh, wow. I had men, women, boys, girls running the east going west. Great number, multitude, cannot be numbered. And he kept talking to me, kept talking to me, kept talking to me. He said, "What do thou see it?" And I was speaking like I was shaking. I see a multitude of people. And he kept asking me twice the same question. But when it was said and done, I was telling him that they said it's a fire. I hear them all saying a fire, a fire. But they was coming from the east, running west. They was so on one accord. They was on one accord with fire, fire. That's what they were saying. They was on one accord in the direction in which they were running. Pretty much on one accord, running and knocking each other over, but yet nobody's picking up children or nothing. Everybody's for each his own. And as I looked at that, I said, wow. They said it's a fire. It's a fire east, and they running west. He said, Deborah, I need you to go east. You know what I said to that voice that was behind me? I said, but they say it's a fire east. That's why they running west. He said, but I need you to go in the direction toward the fire. And that's when my mission in Atlanta took place. I was like, I mean, the things I saw, ooh, it was horrible. But in it all, he allowed me to make it back here to home base. Just home, it's home. This ain't my home. I'm just passing by. But I was able to make it back. And I give him all the praise and the glory because it was me and the two young children, my young son and daughter. I got them settled and everything. And I had already got the job. They hired me over Skype before I even moved back. I came down to fill out all my paperwork and insurance and everything and went back to Atlanta, Georgia. But when it was done, I stayed in Atlanta for about 15 years. I got back here and I wanted to spend some time with my mom and my sister and them that was here. But my whole idea wasn't to stay. I wasn't planning on staying in Missouri no more than 3 to 4 years. And that's what my children always said. But Mama, we were supposed to not stay here no more than 3 or 4 years. But here we are, we still here, and it's going on 6 years. But uh, that part of being up on that overpass highway of the highway and looking at all those multitude of people, I mean, it was like I see a river. No, I see an ocean. That just how you know how you look and you don't see number water. That's how I saw the people. And just to think of it today, this day that I'm living in, and knowing that that I was in that vision that day, and it was drawing me to the fire, which was in Atlanta, Georgia. And at that time, I was going to get what he was giving me because when I got there, it was mega churches in Atlanta, Georgia, and a lot of them was up high on billboards, and just it was everybody holding Bibles, everybody pretending to say that. But the only part about it is when I got there, this is what I say. You really have to be careful. People who I ran up on knew me, but I did not know them because they were dressing the role, they were looking the role. I was more so looking for what y'all wanted me to see. They would call me out. We know who you are. I can see your light. This is the way they were treating me then. I didn't like them. I didn't care for them. Even the people I worked with, I didn't care for who they were. No, they didn't treat me bad. They didn't treat me nasty. They didn't treat me ugly. They didn't do none of that. But I just didn't care for them because my spirit just wasn't good with them. So I didn't befriend anyone or get to know, but I took all six of my children with me. And that was a good thing though, because he showed me another side. He showed me a side where I had to fully lean to him. But I remember complaining to him, saying, well, why would you bring me here? And you know this place is like this. He didn't say nothing to me for 3 weeks. Then I said, I tell you what, you gonna go a deaf ear on me. And when I need you the most, I said, I can't take this. I can't take it. He didn't say nothing. I said, okay, I'm going back home. That's what I said. I'm going back home. And all of a sudden I heard a quiet voice say, Deborah. I'm like, what? Deborah. Oh, so you hear me now, huh? He said, what is it? I see it. And I began to tell him what I was seeing. And when I finished rumbling and telling him, I saw this, I saw this, I saw this, I saw this, I saw this. You know what he said to me? You see well, for I see it from the heavens. And now you see what I see. And I'm like, what was all that about? But it was just how it was beautiful the way he came to me, because he came to me like in a real soft, kind voice. And I was like, oh, now you. I was looking. He said he couldn't come to me. He said, I wasn't going to come to you. I needed you to see what you see. And if I come, you would be wanting me to tell you what you're seeing. I needed you to see without me interfering with you. I needed you to see it. So he was trying to get me to use my spiritual side. Okay. And then once I was able to tell him what I saw spiritually, he knew that I was seeing what he was wanting me to see. Can't tell me my Father in heaven ain't awesome. He's the greatest. He's excellent. He's wonderful. He's powerful. He's all knowing. He's perfect. He's good. Let me tell you, I love the way he rumbles. Yes, I do. I love the way he rumbles, because it ain't got nothing to do with me. Who he is, he's just who he is all by himself. He don't need me, you, and nobody else. He's all that and some. And it's a beautiful thing to get to know him. It's a beautiful thing to get to know him. My experience, even last night with the Most High, was just so strange. It was so strange. And it wasn't last night. It had to have been like 2 or 3 in the morning. I woke up, but yet I was asleep. I was praising him and I was glorifying him. I was telling him that forgive me and have mercy continually on me, and that I thank him for everything he's been and who he going to be. And I thank him for being perfect. I thank him for being good. I thank him for being excellent. And I was asleep. At least I felt like I was, but it was had to have been 2 or 3 in the morning. And then I began to just telling him how good, how I appreciate him, how I can't do without him, how I won't do without him. Sanctify me continually. Set me aside, Father. I mean, I was just dealing with him so deep last night. It wasn't last. It had been 2 or 3 in the morning. And I was asleep. And I was, honestly, I was woken out of my sleep for some reason, out of nowhere. And that's why praises start to go out instant. But before I know it, I was back to sleep. But guess what? It felt, I can't say if it was an hour, 2 hours later, back again, praying, just out of nowhere, just out of nowhere. You know what that has to do with a lot is when you believe that he is the one that holds all power, and anything that's in you that he needs to get right, you know the only one can do it is him. And you trust in him, you believe in him, you lean not to your own understanding, and you know you ain't crap, and you know he all that answer. You know, you can lay down and rest that he is who he say he is. And if I don't get up, it ain't gonna change who he is, you know. So it's just a matter of trying to or desiring to have that type of relationship with him. And he forms that relationship with you, you know. Even when you sleep, he comes to you, you see. And he deals with you. When he can take you to a vision, you on. When Yah takes you to a vision, you're on. You in there. You see? Because if you go back to the biblical, everyone he used, and I'm going to tell y'all the saddest thing, but it's good. It's still 100. Is every male he ever used, he had to knock their butts out. He had to catch them on the other side. What side is that? On his side. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah, he had to take them on the other side. Okay, come on here. Hey, John, come on here. Let me take you to a place. You see? Hey, come here. Let me take you somewhere. That's how he had to do it. Go back and hear what he did with Abraham. When Abraham was counted righteous, he wasn't even in himself. So how did he get righteous? He was counted righteous. It ain't that he was righteous. He was counted. But go back and see when he was counted righteous. Brother man was in a sleep, or he was in a deep sleep. So he didn't even know he was counted righteous. Go back there and read it. When he was told what the house of Israel, his Abraham, Isaac, when Abraham was told about Isaac and Jacob, but he was talking about Isaac and telling him all about his seeds. Abraham was in the vision. Abraham wasn't even in himself. You know why? That's how he rumbled. So if you are an individual that y'all got to take to a vision or got to bring into a dream before he break that thing down in you, and then he ain't gonna leave you there. He gonna come back again. He gonna say, hey, come on here. Let me take you somewhere. He have to. That's what he does. That's just him. He got to take you outside of yourself because you ain't got sense. You ain't got no sense to hear him in your flesh. Hey, come on here, girl. Let me take you somewhere. Took me over on that overpath, looking over that highway, and began to talk to me from behind. Did you know what? I never turned around. So wait a minute. What are you talking about? What you talking about? I never turned around and said, wait a minute, who is that talking? You know why? The power of who he was didn't need to be justified and clarified. He was talking to me, and I'm on the highway and answering every word he say, but yet he talking to me from the behind. Don't tell me who he is. I can't take what nobody else say. That's why Sister Deborah don't settle for what people say. I know who he is. I know what he's capable of doing. He just showed up and showed out in my life since I was 4 years old. And another thing, when I was talking to my mother a couple of days ago and I was over to her house, she said, shock me. She's 83. She said, you remember when you used to have those Bibles and them crosses under your mattress? You remember that metal one I gave you? I said, yes, I remember. You used to always tell me what you seen. I seen this and I seen that. And I did. In the midnight hour, running to her and to Daddy. This here, I seen this. Mama, I seen that. I seen this all my little girl life. Why would I waste my time listening to people who think they got it today? When he been dealing with me way back there then. Huh? Why would I waste my time? I don't. I believe in him, in which I never seen, but I know that he's real because he's proven himself. My tests and trials alone speaks that all power is in him. And you think that I don't look, y'all better stop messing around with Yeshua HaMashiach. Because that's your bestest friend. That's your closest relative. People running around here and they go before the throne telling Father this, Father that. Hey, wait a minute. What do you mean you going to the Father? You better recognize Yeshua HaMashiach when you want to go to the throne. Because there's no way you can bypass him to get to Yah. You can't do it. You got to come through the door. And the door is Yeshua HaMashiach. I come to you, Father, in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Why? Because that power in the HaMashiach brought me to your throne. You ain't taking your flesh up to no throne of the Most High Yah. So don't even go to his throne thinking you can just come and enter anytime you want to. You better have the homicide with you. Furthermore, just let them know, hey, I'm coming in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. The only name by who can usher me to your throne. You can't go to his throne thinking you all that and that. No, you can't go there. You cannot go there. I know it. They taught you you can. They taught you just go on and pray and get on your knees and pray to Yah and just get on in there. But wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Denying the power. How you gonna get there? The power got to take you there. The power has to take you there. What you mean, Deborah? If he's in me, greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. What do you mean? He always fall under order. He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. Christ is Yah. His order is you come through Christ to get to me. So if you ain't recognizing Christ and you just walking talking about Yah. No, wait a minute. Hold up, baby. Hold up. I'm greater in you through my power that brought you and me into one. And without that power, you over there and I'm over here. So if you're going to come to my throne, come right or step down. You either come in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, and if you don't want to say Yeshua HaMashiach, that's the power. That's what Yeshua was talking about. If you want to go up against me and say anything about me, that's fine. But don't say nothing about the HaMashiach. Yeshua HaMashiach. He said, Yeshua, you can say something about me, but don't go after that Holy Spirit, which is Christ, the right hand of the Father. That's the power that caused you to be and is. So it's a lot of things that people are doing. It's going to mess them up in the days to come because they're looking at things to rumble the way these people on this platform taught them. And I just thank him for lighting that fire. I do, because that's the time that I think is over. How would I say it? In my mind, is overdue. I knew the fire was going to be lit, but I didn't know when. But I thank him for allowing me to know. I was walking to the store today, and he began to deal with me about the fire, and how he has lit the fire to separate the wheat from the tare. So people are going to be going in their own direction in which they should go. You see? So when you see in a bunch of people that you thought was holier than thou going into the dark lane, that's why. That's why. When you start to continue to really see what's going on in the world, you're wondering, wait a minute, why are them people doing this here? I thought they was there. That's why. They're being separated from the one that's going to be turned into gold. You see? He's separating the two. So know that. And stop thinking that he's a play toy. You know what? Don't try to treat him like a man. You can't, even if you try. Don't even think that he is the ways of a man or his ideas, the way he thinks, the way he functions. He's beyond that and so. And like I said again, and I'm going to sum this up, the fire is lit. And this is where you're going to start to see who's who and what's what. Because right now, I'm like saying, okay, Father, people are battling even each other. But how are they putting you in the midst? What do you have to do with their nonsense and what they want to say to one each other? I know what they said because all of them claiming to be righteous. But how is he going to divide them? By the fire. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He's going to divide their butts by the fire. And then everybody will begin to see who's who and what's what. So when Sister Deborah is trying to figure out, well, why are these men now teaching? This is you. He said, Deborah, that's what the fire is going to show up and show out and put them where they're supposed to be. You see? This one gonna run on this side, this one gonna run on that side. That's what they're gonna be from that time on. And everybody gonna be able to see who's who. You see? And it's gonna be more clear to say, "Wait, wow, people been following this person, or this person been following this person." Right now, it feels like they on high. Mhm. They feel like they on high, and they thinking all this destruction and conflicts and all of that. They think it is bringing them likes and subscribers. It is. It's bringing you those that's on fire for unrighteous. It's bringing them to you. But after a while, when they see you burnt up by the fire, they ain't gonna be following you soon. Because it's always should have been this platform, even though it's the beast platform, it's his right hand, it's his power. Y'all gonna always have heathens in the midst. Always. And what did he say? Very few, Deborah. Deborah, very few, Deborah. Deborah, very few, Deborah. Deborah, very few shall find their end. You see? So when you're wondering why one person can be talking something totally different than a million, it's because very few, Deborah, shall find the gate that is righteous, shall find their end. It matches, if it was so, it would fool my very elects because I don't have them set up to be fooled, especially for the end days, in the days in which we are in. So I, Sister Deborah, will say unto you, let me look over here. Hello, everyone in the live chat. How's everyone doing this evening? I'm glad you all tuned in. And I hope you all got something out of it. And I really hope you that even as limitations, it can be looked is shaping you into gold. So I say to you all, it was nice being able to put out what he was giving me today. And I hope you all got something out of it. So I, Sister Deborah, say to you all have a wonderful evening and keep the Most High Yah on his throne because he's going to be on there whether you keep him on there or not. So keep him here in your heart to be the one that sits on the throne. And I say to you all, shalom and shalom.